I've been on a bit of a mission recently to experiment with new materials, but also way more color. Which means, let's be honest, I've been making some pretty crappy experimental art because I have no idea what I'm doing. If you're new here, my focus is usually hand lettering and calligraphy, which historically has been pretty technical and pretty black and white. So this is all brand new for me. Anyway, I've been wanting to experiment. So in this video, I'm gonna take you along with me as I attempt to draw this using oil pastels, which is absolutely not my medium. We're just gonna see how it goes. Okay, so like I said, I'm gonna be using these oil pastels. These are Sennelier brand, which are actually a very, very expensive, probably way too advanced brand for me, but I gifted them to myself a long time ago because I had convinced myself that I was gonna try oil pastels and really love them. So here we are. And I really truly know close to nothing about working with these, but I think that in all aspects of art, for me, the fastest way to learn something is by just doing it, like just jumping right in. And then I mentioned that I've also been learning a little bit about color theory. I am like halfway through this really, really awesome course by Lily Rose, who's teaching color theory. If you've ever seen her paintings, they are absolutely mind-blowing. And whenever I see them, they stop me in my tracks. So when she said she was teaching a color theory course and I knew that I had been wanting to learn color theory, I was like, I'm gonna take that one. So in this video, I'm gonna be playing with a new material and playing with my new knowledge that I've found in that color theory course. And by the way, if color theory piques your interest too, which I imagine it does if you're watching this video, Lily Rose actually gave me a huge discount code for anybody in my audience who wants to give her course a shot, because she knew I would be talking about it and she knew that someone in my audience might be interested too. So giant discount code. I'm gonna put everything in the description down below if you're interested. Okay, so anyway, let's just do it. I'm just gonna ramble as we go and kind of talk through what I'm doing, and we're gonna see together how this turns out. Okay, so I have my reference image here. I'm just gonna kind of study this picture for a second. So obviously it's red, obviously it's green. I'm not gonna do a gray background because that's boring. And what I've learned in color theory is that you want contrast. You want complementary colors to make each other pop. So for the red, I know the complementary color is green, I think. And for the green, the complementary color is orange. So I'm going to incorporate those even though all we see is red and green. I'm gonna attempt that anyway. I think that's how it works. So let's try that. So I think for this first step, I'm going to try and just kind of like use a really basic color to map it out. Do I use like a really light blue? Yeah, I think I'm gonna use a really, really light blue to map out the shapes, the basic shape, and then also where the highlights go and where the shadows go. So, okay, here we go. I'm just gonna start with the stem-ish and like do a really general outline. And I'm trying to like force myself to not overthink and not be too like perfectionist about all of this, because that's a quick way to make myself not enjoy what I'm doing. I know that about myself. Okay, I think I gotta stop putting so much blue on there. This is like a good general outline, but if I put too much blue, I think it's gonna screw up my colors. Now, I guess I'll start with the darkest parts of the pepper. I could either use like the dark reds in my set, or I could take some blue and start with that first. So I'll do that. I don't know which blue to use. This one looks nice. I really don't know what I'm doing. Can you tell? So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna add a little like where I think all of these shadows mostly go. And it's mostly like this kind of area. And you know what? I feel like I'm being really kind of like timid with these movements, and I don't like that. So I'm just gonna jump in. You guys, I'm a little worried about this blue. I really want to try and be bold with these pastels. So screw it. There's my blue. And I'm gonna keep this color aside just so I remember which one it is in case I need to do more of that after. But now I'm gonna jump in with my like really bright red. Oh, that looks pretty spot on actually. Realistically, I should just outline this whole pepper because there's like a really bold red outline pretty much all the way around it. Right now, this blue is looking so crazy. Now I think I'm gonna grab a bit of orange. I think my strategy is gonna be kind of like block in the main colors and then start kind of like smudging it all together. And I'm also thinking maybe it would have been wise to start with the stem so that I'm not putting too much red over where that stuff will be, but whatever. I need to blend the red with white. Maybe I'll just put some red or put some white first. All of this has question marks on it as I'm talking because I don't really know what I'm doing. But first I know I'll get the old colors off of this white. Okay, it's like naturally blending in some reds from around it, so that's good. Okay, I like that. Okay, I just want to be reminding myself to be bold. Just do what feels right in the moment with this, and then we can always add more if we need to adjust things. Why did I leave this part white? I don't know. Okay, let's fill that in with red. And moment of truth, let's see what happens when I bring that red over the blue. Should be like a purpley, like a dark red. Oh my gosh, it's actually so great. Just trusting color theory, I guess, is the move. Okay, I actually kind of love that. It made it really look like the concave part. Just like completely experimenting with this. And I can say I'm having fun. Okay, I think I need to start putting in the green before I continue on with too much of this. So I know that using orange under a green will make it darker. So I'm going to do the darkest parts first and hope that the orange doesn't look crazy underneath. It's like a yellowy green almost in this spot. I don't know, this is where I'm not like the best at picking colors. Okay. I really like the texture of these oil pastels. They like really give kind of like a brush stroke look a little bit. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna use this bright green and we're gonna tone it down with other greens because I think it actually gives a little bit of the like super brightness that I want. And then I'm gonna put white over top of it and hope for the best. Maybe there's like a point where if you put too much, it just kind of like makes soup. I don't know, because you can see the orange underneath, which is like kind of cool. But I'm not entirely sure that's like the vibe I want. And I actually the other day posted a similar kind of question on Instagram where I asked people, how do we get more delicate lines? And they said to use a palette knife. So let's try that. Just trying to carve out some of that green and make it more like look like that detail. And it actually, this feels like a pro move that I am not experienced enough to know yet. So appreciate you guys on Instagram who told me about that, because that looks awesome. I can like carve the green off and it still has the red underneath. Cool. Okay, let's do a little bit of that here too. I'm having a really good time playing. Okay, I think I'm getting to the point of just calling it, and I'm gonna add in the background. Like I said, I think I want it to be purple. So let's just go for it. Bold. And I'm gonna leave like the tiniest little white outline because I don't want the purple to like actually touch my drawing. Okay, this part is just like satisfying and fun. I feel like previous me would have been like, oh my God, you're wasting all that purple just to do this like random background, because these pastels really like, they're so soft that even just doing a background like this is using so much of the pastel. But that's okay. It's the whole point. Use them. Use them or lose them. I think it's hands off now. Let's peel this. Super satisfying, except for that one spot that for some reason moved. I actually am pretty happy with this. I need to stop touching it. Stop, stop, stop. Okay. I gotta keep touching it. Now I'm done. Okay, I'm legit so happy with the way this turned out. I actually am very surprised with myself. I feel like if I had tried to do this a week ago without ever having learned any color theory, I would have done things totally differently. I would have never put the orange on the blue, which actually are two of the parts I like the most. And I would have just totally done that differently. So I'm actually very, very happy with the way this turned out. If this has inspired you, I would love to see you just give some art supplies a try, give some color theory a try, and let me know how it turns out, because this was just a really fun way to just play. Again, I'm gonna link to everything that I've mentioned, specifically Lily's course, down in the caption below, and she gave me a $100 coupon. So if you're watching this and you're like, I would love to learn some color theory stuff, go do that. Look at my hands.